Look at this. This is my new no-dig bed. I built this at the start of the year and was really proud of it. But something has moved in, something I didn't invite, and it's cost us a really good onion harvest. This bed was built earlier this year, in fact back in February. And as our channel name suggests, we're really big on the no-dig method. All we did was lay some cardboard down, added compost on top and transplanted our onions straight into it. No-dig soil is full of life. Lots of earthworms and other creatures that live in our soil. But it appears there's quite a bit of life in here because we had a visitor. It's a mole. We first noticed it some 6 weeks ago. And it's been terrorising this bed. It's not really been anywhere else in the garden, just here. You can see where all the molehills are and where it's been going through the bed. Some of the onions have remained really tiny. We've been trying to push the soil back down because although the mole is not really interested in what you're growing, it's not interested in these onions, as it goes about its business underground and disturbing the soil, the roots of the onions become detached from the soil. Those onions can't take up nutrients, water, and so therefore they don't grow very well and they remain small. Look at these ones here. They've hardly got a shift on. Where the mole hasn't actually disturbed the soil, you can see that the bed has worked really well. We have some quite large onions on the way. What a mole does, it makes tunnels underground. It's actually just looking for food, that's all. And in the process of doing that, it's just lifting these onions up. Look at these here. They went in really well. But you can see the roots are exposed to the air. They're not in the soil anymore. That means they never really stood a chance. Now, I've got nothing against moles. They're just doing what moles do. It's looking for food. The no-dig bed has worked really well. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's probably performed too well. There will be lots of worms that Mr. Mole would like to eat. So no-dig has worked. It's just that a mole has entered our bed. And that's the frustrating thing. The method works. It's no-dig soil, it's dark and it's crumbly. And it has that lovely earthy smell. But sometimes nature doesn't follow the plan. Onion harvest day is fast approaching. It won't be long before these will be mature. It's not a total disaster. There are still a goodly amount of onions to harvest here. It's just that we're not going to get our usual bumper harvest. This bunch here, they're really on the small side. These ones here, they're good sized onions. And the reason I really wanted to show you this is that I know we have a lot of beginner gardeners, people that are just starting to grow for the first time, and you will inevitably get failures. I've said ever since we started our channel, every year something fails. You don't get 100% of what you want from your garden all of the time. The thing is not to get frustrated and downhearted. There's an upside to everything. Okay, so Mr. Mole has been in here, but that means there's an opportunity. So what did myself and Mrs. W do about it? We planted some more onions. We still had some seedlings left over from the ones we planted over there in February. So we quickly planted up this bed. And as you can see, these are doing really, really well. We planted another bed up. You see, everything is an opportunity. Try not to see a potential disaster as a huge negative. Switch your tact. We often say on this channel, always have plants ready to go. And whatever we're sowing, at any time of the year, I always oversow. I sow more than I actually need. And in that way, if we do get any failures, I can then just replant some more. When we first saw the mole in the other bed, we thought, we've got a bit of a problem here, but maybe he'll go away. But over a period of time, we could see he was coming back and back again. And no matter how much we pushed that soil down to try and keep the roots in contact with the earth, he just kept coming back and disturbing them. It seemed futile to plant something else in there or replace those onions in there or with anything else, because while he's active, he's going to do exactly the same thing to whatever else you plant up in there. So to ensure that we do have a better onion harvest than the bed over there suggests, we just replanted some here. They're actually in here with our shallots, our Zebrune shallots. This bed was destined to be all Zebrune shallots. But plans change, and you have to be flexible. Remember that I said at the beginning of the year, always have a plan. And certain other people were saying, you don't need a plan, just do what feels right. And that's fine if that works for you. When you do have a plan, you know exactly where you are going to be putting things. You can look at that and think, right, I've got a problem here, I need to switch things around. There are 2 rows of Zebrune shallots in here. So 4 in each cluster and 2 rows. It's close on 100 shallots in there that we'll get to harvest. That's not bad for myself and Mrs. W. Because we multi-sow them now and we no longer plant them singly, we're getting more for our money. And on the other side of the bed, we decided, right, we'll plant up some onions here. Again, there's 3 or 4 in each cluster. So that's actually boosted how many onions we shall have. Has a pest problem ever hit you like this? A mole, pigeons, maybe some slugs on a night shift? Let us know in the comments. Let us know how you dealt with it. We can share this across our community and gather other ideas about how you can deal with the pest problems. For us, harming that mole in any way would be a no-no. It's more a question of how do we deter it? How can we encourage it to go in the next garden and not be in ours? So what can we take from that? The first thing is, no dig did not fail. It's worked just as it should. The soil is far more healthier than it was before we turned it to a no dig method of growing. Secondly, healthy soil attracts life, and that's not a bug, but occasionally it will attract unwanted visitors. And it's by no means exclusive to no dig. If a mole wants to come into your garden, he's going to come in. And really, we've been quite lucky. We haven't really seen that much mole damage over the years. A couple of 3 years back, I can remember, not long after we'd put the polytunnel up, we had a bit of a mole problem in there. But he confined himself to that area and never came into any of the other beds. We haven't ever really seen it in the 4 original beds that we made. I can't ever remember, Mrs. W, can you ever seeing a mole do its thing in those beds?
No, nothing like that in those beds. We've been quite lucky in that respect. It has just been up the top here, hasn't it? Top of the garden.
Yeah, it has. And I do wonder if it's just because this is a freshly done no-dig bed and there's lots of activity in life that the no-dig method has bolstered the soil life that is now in this soil. If you're a regular follower of our channel, you'll know that our raspberries were here. Down the middle, nothing grew. The only thing that disturbed this piece down the centre was our feet when we were picking the raspberries. Now all of a sudden, it's a really healthy and thriving bed. And the reason I say that is because actually, there's nothing in the polytunnel, and actually, It was when we first put the new dig method into action in our polytunnel when it arrived here. It was the year after that that mole was in there. Then thirdly, always have a backup plan. You have your plan at the start of the year, and it needs to be a flexible one where you can swap things around if you have to. Always have more seedlings than you think you're going to need. In the case of the onions, yes, we oversowed by quite a bit. That's because when you initially sow them, you don't always know the germination rates that you're going to get with your onion seed. And that's why I tend to really quite oversow the onion seeds at sowing time. I don't go quite as... What's the word I'm looking for, Mrs. W? I don't go quite as mad with the other vegetables that we grow. So if I want, for argument's sake, 6 cabbages to grow in a row, I'll generally sow 12, just in case we get any failures. And the worst thing that can happen, the ones you don't use, they make absolutely amazing additions to your compost. So that's it. We are resigned to the fact that our onion harvest will be not as great as in other years. But we've turned a potential disaster into something respectable. Now, if you've ever had any problems like this, do leave us a comment. We do read them all, and we try to get around to answering them all as quickly as we possibly can. There are 1 or 2 things that you need to be doing as your onions approach their harvest. And if you want to know exactly what you need to be doing, then watch this video next. We shall see you on the next one.